Good morning. This is Deepak, and I'm still in Carlsbad, California. Just finished a course on the weekend within, and I am back to answering your questions from our website, discoveringyourcosmicself.com. And the questions are from Aurora right now, as we are building a discussion board, but also from other people. And the questions are based on the contents of this book. You are the universe, discovering your cosmic self and why it matters. You can pre-order the book now. It will be delivered to you around February 7th, and we can continue our conversation. If you actually pre-order the book right now, you can also participate in a free course that my co-author Minas Kafatos, who's a cosmologist and a quantum physicist, he and I are offering a course which will be free for those who buy the book right now. Okay, so let's ask today's question, which is based on the question, is there design in the universe? And the person asking the question is asking, are the beautiful patterns of snowflakes, flowers, or seashells a random occurrence in nature, or is there some kind of structure or design in the universe? First of all, I'd love to know what you think of this question. By the way, there's also a second question from Fatima Ali. She asks, so if the world closes their eyes at the same time, then would only darkness exist? I'm going to answer both these questions. Okay, the question of design in the universe is something of great debate among scientists. I would say that most scientists do not believe in design, and most scientists do not believe in a designer, as far as nature is concerned, as far as the universe is concerned. But the question here is about beauty, which is a different question, right? But let me talk a little bit about beauty, and then we'll come back to design as well, because the two are related. Beauty, design, purpose are all related. So let me start with saying something that the great Indian poet said. The great Indian poet who was a great sage as well, Rabindranath Tagore. He said, when I feel beauty, I know it as truth. So first of all, recognize that he didn't say when I see beauty. He said when I feel beauty, then I know it as truth. Beauty is an expression of your soul. Beauty is an expression of your soul. Beauty, harmony, truth, goodness, evolution, these are expressions of your soul. They of course project as outer beauty as well. So I would say the universe is beautiful. I think no one would argue about that. That snowflakes, flowers, seashells all have a pattern that evokes a feeling, and that feeling is beauty, truth. So let me read to you something from the book that addresses this question as answered by a Nobel laureate Frank Wilczek, who actually discovered a very fundamental particle and is a professor at MIT, very famous. And here's a little passage from the book You Are the Universe, on what he says. Nobel laureate Frank Wilczek has taken the next step and offered a physicist's defense of beauty as the human ideal rooted in reality out there. His brilliant 2015 book, A Beautiful Question, states its aim in a bold subtitle, Finding Nature's Deep Design. The question at hand is the same one that Plato asked more than 2,000 years ago. Does the world embody beautiful ideas? For Plato, the word idea was interchangeable with form. We say Platonic forms, ideal forms. And anyone who considers themselves an idealist can trace their aspirations back to ancient Greece. On the mathematical side, Wilczek points to Pythagoras, who shared the same dream that nature would turn out to conform to a perfect geometry. This belief died hard, but it did die, so why would two acclaimed physicists resurrect it? The other physicist that resurrected it is Roger Penrose. In Wilczek's version, quantum physics has already exposed a deep reality that he terms the core. There is enough hard evidence to suggest that all the laws of nature and principles of physics are unified at the core. Dr. Wilczek uses the word core theory for what other people call the standard theory. The classical ideal of planets traveling in perfect circles hasn't survived. Wilczek says, but in the quantum era, the most daring hopes of Pythagoras and Plato to find conceptual purity, order, and harmony at the heart of creation have been far exceeded by creation. Those are quotes from Dr. Wilczek's book, which is A Beautiful Question, Finding Nature's Deep Design. Dr. Wilczek is capable of waxing eloquent in terms that anyone can appreciate. Quote, there really is a music of the spheres embodied in atoms and the modern void, not unrelated to music in the ordinary sense. Music of the spheres, you've heard that expression, I'm sure. Harmonia Mundi, the music of the spheres, was a cherished goal for many classical astronomers, including Kepler. When he made his famous discovery of planetary motion, Kepler considered it a secondary achievement on the way to proving the existence of Harmonia Mundi, a discovery that would mean that angels really do sing. This part, by the way, is not from Dr. Wilczek, it's from me, from the book. Okay. Note the push and pull as Penrose and Wilczek fit the human world into their theories. Penrose is openly distasteful of how the individual mind operates, restating the old conventional mistrust of subjectivity. That's why he wants to give mathematical structures a reality of their own. Quote unquote from Penrose, for our individual minds are notoriously imprecise, unreliable, and inconsistent in their judgments. The precision, reliability, and consistency that are required by scientific theories demand something beyond any one of our individual and therefore untrustworthy minds. That's a quote from Penrose. Wilczek is more humanistic. He reveres beauty and wants to rescue the ancient ideal of humans as the measure of all things. One of the key illustrations in his book is the famous drawing by Leonardo of a naked man with his arms and legs pictured in two positions. In the first position, the limbs fit inside a perfect circle. In the second, they fit inside a square. There's an ancient mathematical riddle referred to here known as squaring the circle. Centuries ago, geometry could use simple instruments like calipers and rulers to match up squares, triangles, and other straight line forms. They also helped to do the same with the circle. The challenge was to take a circle of a known area and construct a square with the same area in a finite number of steps. Okay, so that's a little bit from the book, but let's go back to where we started from the whole the question here. is there some kind of structure or design in the universe? Well, it seems obvious that there is, right? But you can also say that the design is not in the universe, the design is in consciousness, which imposes beauty upon the universe. The universe has, at a fundamental level, complementarities built into it, chaos and order, okay, evolution and entropy, symmetry and non-symmetry. So these are complementarities of existence. If you feel beauty, you must have something to contrast it with. And although I don't like the word that is called the opposite of beauty, is usually called ugliness. So when you feel ugliness, then you have deviated from truth, beauty, harmony, evolution, which are the very nature of how the universe evolves. But then there's destructive forces, there's entropy also, and that kind of tries to chase the evolution. Evolution is always a step ahead, and entropy is always a step behind. And it's a step behind because of the very fact that there is evolution. There is evolution going on right now in the universe, evolution happening in our consciousness, and evolution happening in nature. So beauty is an aspect of evolution. If you're not in touch with your innermost being, then everything else will not appear beautiful to you. But if you're in touch with your innermost being and you feel that the essence of your spirit, then that essence of your spirit gives you the feeling of beauty, of truth, of goodness, of love, of compassion, of joy, of harmony, of equanimity, of fearlessness, which then radiates from you as your mind, your body, and the experience of the world. Okay, so Julie asks, so the yin-yang is a nice symbol. Yes, it is a symbol. And so I hope that answers the question. Beauty is our essential nature, and it projects as the beauty we experience in the universe, but also in nature, but also in our relationships, and also in the experience of love. So love and beauty go together, okay? To you, when you're in love, your beloved is the most beautiful person in the world. Isn't that true? Now, he or she may not be the most beautiful to others, but to you, your beloved is the most beautiful person in the entire universe. Okay, now let's go to the question from Fatima Ali, and she says, if the world all closes, so if the world closes, if everyone in the world closes their eyes at the same time, then only darkness would exist. Okay, this is a good question. The eyes are the instrument through which we see, just like a telescope. And if you block the telescope, then you don't see anything. So the eyes are basically instruments through which your consciousness experiences color and form and brightness and all of that. So when we see brightness, it is not the brightness of photons, because photons are invisible and they have no dimensionality, they have no mass, and they have no brightness. What creates brightness is the light of awareness. Okay, just like what creates sound or the experience of sound, is the light of awareness. What creates the experience of taste, smell, texture is the light of awareness. It is the light of awareness that creates the experience of what we call brightness. So close your eyes right now if you want and imagine a beautiful red sunset. There it is. The light of awareness has created that experience in consciousness, not in the brain, in consciousness. Okay? So if all the world closed their eyes, if every sentient being closed their eyes, there would be no brightness. But there would still be the experience of heat and texture and hearing and taste and smell, because perceptual experiences are modified forms of consciousness. And consciousness is that which includes seer, seeing, and scenery. Okay? So consciousness differentiates into seer, seeing, and scenery. You can also say observer, process of observation, and that which is observed. Knower, knowing, and that which is known. Now in this understanding, your body-mind is that which you observe, right? Actually, you are the observer. The mind is the process of observation, and the body is that which is observed, and that's the whole universe, right? Because how do you experience the universe? As sensations, images, feelings, thoughts in your body-mind. No body-mind, no experience of the universe. Back to baseline, which is pure consciousness. It's the activation of pure consciousness that creates the experience of seer, seeing, and scenery. Lisa Helf says, love, lover, beloved. Cheers. You're absolutely correct, Lisa. Love, lover, beloved, they all go together, right? So seer, seeing, and scenery go together. And so the mind is fundamental to experience, and what is fundamental to the mind is consciousness. If you start thinking like this, that there is only consciousness, then you have got to the first base of you are the universe. You are the seer, you are the scenery, and you are the seeing. You are the observer, you are the process of observation, and you are that which is observed. Your body-mind is not the seer. Your body-mind is the subjective. Your body-mind is experience in the subject, which is you. Okay, a thought is an object, feeling is an object, body is an object, and the universe is an object. Okay, you can't look for yourself in the objects of your experience. Okay, you cannot look for consciousness in an experience in consciousness. Okay, you cannot look for consciousness in an object in consciousness, which is also including your brain. The brain is just what the mind looks like to an outside observer. Your body is actually your subconscious mind, because it encodes every experience. Your body metabolizes. Your body is the metabolic expression of every experience. So just go back to the fundamental reality, which is pure consciousness. Pure consciousness becomes conscious of itself, okay, as the whole process of creation. I hope, Fatima Ali, I've answered your question, that the eyes are instruments of the soul, and the eyes are actually modified expressions of awareness. All there is awareness. And if somebody has damaged eyes and they can't see the red rose, then that's a fault of the instrument, but nothing to do with the user of the instrument. Or if somebody has a little damage in the brain and there are problems, we cannot blame the fault of the instrument on the user of the instrument. And there are reasons for all these, genetic reasons in Western science, and we would say other reasons, and I don't want to get into the mystery of karma at this moment, but I can in the future get into the mystery of personal karma, collective karma, karma in the universe as a process through which we move to higher awareness. But that's a different topic. I think I've answered the two questions. Is there design in the universe? You create the design. You create the beauty. You are the design. And the only light there is the light of awareness. Shamini Dhana says, as you go about your day, are you conscious and aware every moment of every day? Is this possible? Shamini, get into the habit of stopping once in a while and asking yourself, am I aware? And then be aware of just being aware. And soon you'll be on your way to wakefulness. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.